Welcome back to the second hour of the Friday Stand-In. I'm Michael Jordaan, and in this hour, we will have our regular scientist, Dr. Chris Smith, answer your science questions. So thank you, Dr. Chris. It's great to have you in the studio. And before I hand over to you, I want to tell you that I always thought you cheated. I always thought you had the questions before the time. And I always thought you had maybe Google in front of you so you can look it up. But today you're in studio, you're in South Africa. This is for real. You can ask him anything, and he's going to do a damn good job of answering you. So can I just kick this off?
You hope.
With my first question is, we have about 11 million kids in our schooling system and just under 1 million people doing tertiary education. And many of them struggle with memorizing things because a lot of our education system, which we're going to talk about later, is still rote learning. You've just got to remember stuff. You can't Google it. Have you got any tips for them? How can they become like you? How can they just memorize things as well as you do?
Do you know, I don't know. No, I'm just kidding.
You had me there.
The thing that is most important in doing anything in your life, and you will know this better than anyone, Michael, and I'm so glad we've actually got to meet because I did a bit of reading up because I always read up on who I'm going to meet and that kind of thing. And
so that's your first tip,
you're a real
read.
mover and a shaker, and so I think one of the things that it's clear from your track record is I think the saying, do a job you love and you'll never do a day's work in your life is so true because motivation is really important. And if you're motivated and you do something because you're enjoying it and loving it, all of the stuff like actually remembering it, taking on board the facts, they take care of themselves. If you play a computer game, no one actually makes a physical effort, really, to learn how to become good at a computer game.
That's a
but
great
you
example.
remember all of the maps as you explore dungeons, all the little trips and things you have to do to win. You learn those things without even realising you're learning them because you're having fun at the same time. Now, if you find something you like doing, that motivation takes care of all that and you will love it. Now, for me, being an uber geek is all part of the formula. And I really enjoy reading and acquiring knowledge and learning things and understanding how the world works. And so for me, I find it so fulfilling that I would just educate myself. So I think if people can sort of think about how they become fulfilled in what they're doing, then the rest of it takes care of itself.
So where you can choose something that you enjoy. Now, that may not be at the disposal of every student. They may not like biology, but they must try and make it fun. And I suppose so do educators. They must try and not just educate, but also entertain their pupils, because in the process, you do remember better.
Yeah, and we've always said, when I created The Naked Scientist, that the mantra was make people laugh and then think. Because at the end of the day, if people are having fun, then they will attend much better, they attend for much longer, and they remember much better. And so science with a sense of humour, it seems an unusual and slightly erratic, strange mix, but it's an absolutely essential mix, because then if people are enjoying themselves, then they don't get bored and turn off. And there are too many examples of really, really fun things being absolutely destroyed by turning them into a boring experience.
One of the worst things, if you're a producer of wine and somebody drinks it, they say, this wine is interesting. And it's the worst thing that can happen because they don't say anything at all. But as bad as it is in the wine industry, I think the biggest compliment I can certainly give you is that you are fascinating and most interesting.
Interesting.
You really make knowledge a very attractive thing. So thanks.
Thank you, Michael.
Great
Thank you
to
very
meet
much.
you in person. And we hope you enjoy the rest of your time in Cape Town, and you also have some of our good wines to drink.